What's going on, everybody? Welcome to After Prison Show, and again, filming this video from my office. I usually reserve this filming style for Joe Does Stuff, like how I'll begin videos sometimes over there. But I noticed, as did some of you in the comments section, that fire resolution. Thank you very much. So I decided we would go with that again for this particular video, given that this is a comment response video. And I don't know where I was going with that. But anyways, definitely going to be a good one. We've got some comments from a recent video that I just did about running into Cherry, so stay tuned for all of that. Before I get into this, I do want to tell you a quick little story. So over this past weekend, I went out to dinner with my homeboy Connor, and we do this from time to time. We'll go out to dinner and we'll try different restaurants. Now, one thing about me, a little behind the scenes, I guess, if you will, I'm not a big fan of like trying new things. You would imagine if you spent most of your life effing up and being locked up, you would be all about trying new things. Well, I don't like change. I don't know if that comes from being locked up. Like, one perfect example of that is like you get used to the people who are in the housing unit around you. So when one guy leaves, whether I liked the guy or I didn't like the guy, that would always give me anxiety, because I'd be like, what if the next guy that they replaced that guy with, even though I didn't like that guy, what if he's worse? Because there's always that possibility. So maybe that's where the whole not liking change thing spawns from. But I've been stepping out of my comfort zone as of late. You know, we'll try different restaurants. And even though I'm not good at handling change, I've been doing pretty well with it. But I just got to share with you guys, I tried something different, and it doesn't involve Cherry. That was probably a bad joke. I tried French food for the first time at a very, I guess, nice, expensive French restaurant. How expensive, Joe? No bullshit. I don't have any proof to back this up. I don't have any pictures. I've got a text message from Connor telling me about this as we were on our way out there. Like, how expensive? Connor would text me as I was on my way out there and say, hey, I just pulled up next to Pharrell. No bullshit. Pharrell was eating dinner at the same French restaurant that we went to on Saturday night. I didn't even see him in there. Now, when we pulled into the parking lot, I'm looking for his car because I figure it's got to be a Mazda Bugatti. And turns out he was up there in a, well, he was chauffeured up there in a brand new Escalade. And he had a driver and another guy waiting out in the parking lot for him. Pharrell is a big deal here in the local area, and a superstar celebrity as well. My wife's seen him. Connor said what's up to him as he was walking in the restaurant. So that was pretty cool. And like I said, I didn't see him. I didn't want to get off fangirl because I probably would have. And I know what that's like. I know what it's like to be a celebrity. Okay, it really get. I'm kidding. The only reason I'm sharing this with you guys is because I thought it was crazy as hell that we were eating dinner at the same place that. Hold on one second. I got to take this. Actually, I'll wait. It's probably not good to respond immediately. That might seem a little thirsty. I just thought it was crazy we ate dinner at the same place that Pharrell ate at. And how was it? Terrible. I hated it. You know, there's such a thing as just doing too much. You know, French food, what were we talking about? Like escargot. My wife, Connor, and his lady, they were eating snails. We're talking about bugs. The appetizers were just, ugh. And I think about food. I think about like Golden Corral. Like, that's food. Meat and potatoes. But French stuff, shit that you can't even pronounce. The mare and terre. Like, anyways, I just wanted to share that little story with you guys. I thought that it was kind of interesting. Let's go ahead and move on, folks. Today we're going to do a comment response video. I haven't done one of those in a while. I've been planning to do one, and that's only intensified by the recent run-in with Cherry adding some more interesting comments to the lot. And also, real quick, in relation to Cherry and what's going on with that situation, I'll tell you like this. I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to seek out this individual. There was a mixed consensus, and both sides had a great view. Some people, a lot of people were like, Joe, don't do it. Just leave it well enough alone. It looked like it really bothered you. I mean, it was just uncomfortable, but I could stomach it. Oh, God, stomach it? I could handle it. Oh, God, handle it? I could... If we ended up doing the videos, I'd be okay, trust me. But there were a lot of people just said, leave well enough alone. And then there were the others who, you know, logically enough just said, do it, Joe, do it. What do you mean? You got Cherry on the line. I guess the best that I could say is we'll just see. We'll see. Probably, maybe, or maybe not. I ran through a couple of recent videos that we've done as of late. Grabbed a couple of comments, did the snatch and grab like a purse from an old lady. A horrible analogy. You deserve life if you've ever done that. I understand people make mistakes. I don't know where I was going with that. Let's go ahead and get up into this and begin with this very first comment from, catch up, autofocus. AL, I don't know if that's Alabama or something else. Joe Ross equals dead show walking. LOL. Are you trying to commit YouTube? I'm sorry I had to blur out that last word right there, but I don't know why so many people don't like the Joe Ross. I genuinely enjoy that. And you know, sometimes, almost like houses as a matter of fact, sometimes you got to go with your gut. And don't worry about what the naysayers say. And it's not even naysayers. It's just people are entitled to their opinion. And AL, I respect your opinion. Very validated to say what you say about it. Maybe what I think is great, others don't think is great. But sometimes you got to believe in yourself. Even if it means you go bankrupt, risking it all for the biscuit and all. The biscuit and all. That was pretty good. One more time. How about that? I'll make a deal with you. One more time. We're going to try one more time with Joe Ross. I'm going to give it my all. And if it doesn't work and you hate it still, I will never do another. You know how hard that would be? To have to let go of something that I truly enjoy? AL, thank you for your comment. Brian Carter, when is Lil Dookie Stain coming on the show? Well, funny that you mentioned that. I just did a video about this Run It. No, I'm kidding. You know, Little Dookie Stain is just a made-up character. There was a dude that was nicknamed Stank at a level 1 prison that I was at, and I guess that's kind of like where I come up with like Little Dookie Stain, because when I think of Stank, I think of Little Dookie Stain. But he was a big dude, so he wasn't really little at all. But I don't know, maybe we could do some sort of a skit with that. Brian, great comment, and maybe we'll try to make that happen in the very near future. Let's Angle NW, Northwest. Joe, I just got my first boat, LOL. I'm thinking about you, Maine. Ah, yes. That addiction that I've got to boats. Boats and Joes, if you will. I actually did a video on my other channel titled that. Man, shout out to you for getting a boat. I just hope that you got a good boat, a better boat than any boat that I've ever had. I've only had one, but I've looked at 2 other ones. You know, a boat's a great toy. I've made the mistake of calling that an investment. It's definitely not. It's a money pit, sort of like a you just continue to throw money at it. Sort of like a stripper, just something that you continue to throw money at, if you will. But you know what's great about a boat? You ever been on a boat after prison? Speaking of which, damn, I'm glad that I read this comment because that just reminded me of something super important. Yo, speaking of like going and trying to find Cherry and just recently running into him, well, it was thinking about that over this past weekend. I was thinking about Shiflet and where the hell he's been. Folks, I may have just stumbled upon Shiflet, and today, after I get done filming this video, a little bit later when I feel like he's back in from the crab pots, I'm gonna try to reach out to him and see if I can get in contact with him, possibly have a phone call. And if I can, it's not even a guarantee that I will. I don't know if Shiflet, maybe he doesn't like me for some reason. I can't imagine why that would be the case. But Joe, there are so many people who don't like you. There was another comment that was going in on me. And I thought about including it in this video and I forgot to, but it would have fit really good right here in this little segment. Anyways, getting back on track, yeah, Shiflet, he's got a boat. That's all he ever talked about in prison too. My daddy. Which, now that I think about it, I think his daddy passed away and that's super f***ed up. Anyways, Shiflet, it would be great to get in contact with him and maybe do a follow-up with him. And Northwest, hey man, shout out to you with your boat and I wish you nothing but smooth sailing. May the sun be on your face and the wind at your back, like George Young said at the end of that movie Blow, when he thought that his daughter was coming to see him, but she never did. She never did. He tried to sell the kilos for you, bitch. For you. George Young actually just passed away too as well, the real life one. So Jesus Christ, everybody's dying. Damn, this one's super small. I gotta turn the camera sideways. Turn the phone sideways. The Engineer. Interestingly enough, shout out to my homeboy Connor. Yo, Connor is actually about to be an engineer. Ain't that crazy? This dude was going to college prior to getting locked up and going to prison. he was going to Virginia Tech to become an engineer. Well, now he's finishing up. He's not in Virginia Tech, but now he's finishing up his engineering degree. This is a dude who's come home from prison, has gotten his rights restored, who started out making $9 an hour and worked his way all the way up to top dog office job. At this same job that he's worked since coming home from prison, damn near became a licensed tattoo artist. I think he did become a licensed tattoo artist. Just got his rights restored. I think I said that. And just recently, got them firearm rights restored. When I think of a dude who's been successful after prison, there's no better person that comes to mind than him. Let him be a motivator to so many others coming home, because he's done a shitload. And if he can do it, any of you can out there as well. But the engineer wasn't an entertaining subject. God, I wish I knew what video this was coming from, because I usually take boring subjects and try to make them funny. Wasn't an entertaining subject, but Joe still made it entertaining. Well, thank you very much, engineer. Is this Connor? Props to you, Joe, for listening to his fans and going back to the OG content. That's another reason why I'm doing this video right here. If I could... Hold on one second. I don't be looking all up in my locker, though. Sorry, that was a complete waste of time. What I was looking for was the original camera that I started After Prison Show with. I've still got it around here. It's a camcorder. And, talking about getting back to the OG content, when I first started After Prison Show, I was like this in almost every video. I just wanted to be so close to everybody. And I kind of feel like I'm able to do that to a certain degree with this camera, with such a better lens on this camera, to think of how it all started to where we're at. Almost 6 years later, I'm still not filming in 4K. Joe, will you ever learn? Shit, I lost my phone. But engineer, shout out to you. Thank you for those kind words. We have not had any negative Nancy's in these comments. I could have swore I probably grabbed one or two, didn't I? Speak of the devil. This one's not even that bad. It's actually very true. And sometimes the truth, it hurts like a bitch. Brandon Morris. Old Joe is starting to look old as I'm saying, am I not allowed to age? I don't know what you watch. Oh shit, how did I turn the flashlight on? Jeez. I didn't know as a YouTuber I wasn't allowed to get older. It is Hollywood, for example. Sort of. Sometimes it feels like that. I sort of feel like a weather woman or a traffic girl on the news. Once you get old, you get retired like a, okay, this is gonna be a horrible analogy. Like a Kentucky Derby horse turned into kibbling bits. They lay your ass out to pasture for real. But yeah, I don't know any YouTubers who just don't age, except for Casey Neistat. I think he's like, 60? He's fucking old, but he doesn't look a day over 50. That's not a shot. I just know he's an old guy who tries to act young. I have no idea what that means. I'm definitely a boomer. Demetrius. After these years, I think you meant after all these years, you still have me dying laughing. Demetrius, man, shout out to you. I'm glad that I can make you laugh. Share a little behind the scenes. Sometimes I really am feeling the videos that I'm filming, and other times I'm not. And sometimes I'm really feeling the videos while I'm filming it, and then I'll go to edit it, and I'll be like, yo, that shit was not funny at all, Joe. And then sometimes I won't be feeling it, and I'll go to edit the video, and I'm like, damn, man, this is going to be a waste of time right here because I missed the mark on this. And I go to edit it, and I find myself laughing at my own stuff. And if I can laugh at myself, well, it's my hope that others will laugh with me, not at me. Okay, don't laugh at me. That's not very nice. Making fun of people is 2020. We don't do that no more. It's 2021. That wasn't. Joe Fox. I think your channel is going to die, but I don't think you really care. What the f? You did your job and moving on to business. Joe Fox, what the fuck is he? I don't know if I should be offended or flattered by what I just read right there. Joe Fox, thank you for preying on my downfall. You're not the only one. But we'll look at this glass half full. I was going to try to make another joke that probably would have been in poor taste. We're going to look at this in a capacity neutral view. That was funny as shit. You know, if you do YouTube for a living, you best be thinking outside the box and thinking of your end game, thinking of what are you going to do afterwards? Okay, McDonald's is hiring robots now, so that's out of the question. I think Lowe's still won't hire you if you got a felony on your record, all right? And I don't know that that's true or not. Somebody correct me if I think they will hire you. I think your channel is going to die, but I don't think you really care. Okay, you know, let's be honest about this. I try to not care about that. You cannot live your life thinking about, oh my God, what if it dies? What if it ends? And I say that, but I can remember for a long time, I used to always think about that. When I was getting like 100,000 views, I was like, oh my God, this will end tomorrow. What if it does? What if somebody comes along better, funnier, cuter than me? And I still don't think that anything like that has happened yet, but it could. I do care. Let's go ahead and address that. I definitely care about the channel. Hence the fact that I try my damnedest. Oh shit, the battery's dying. Damn it. Had to change the freaking battery in the damn camera. Why can't batteries last forever, especially in my car? Anyways, I got to move on because this video is getting super long. You did your job and moving on to business. Well, thank you very much if I did my job. What was my job? To try to work with people, to try to share stories, to be funny and entertaining. I try to do a lot of things. And moving on to business, a lot would say that I'm not very good at that. So maybe I'll maybe I'll get it together eventually, I guess is the best way that I can say it. And I'm really trying and starting to do it a little bit with the houses. So we'll just see. But I still find myself super bored in the meantime, like right now between houses basically. And man, thinking about storage auctions. Maybe there's a business there. Or at least a video. Joe Fox, thank you for your comment. And I'm going to look at that again in a capacity neutral manner. And just imagine that you're possibly just being positive. Thank you very much. Okay, that was all the comments that I initially had, but then we did the cherry video, so I've got some more. First comment up. I don't know why this comment was on this particular video, but it was. Mantis Shrimp says, Joe looks like every strict dad at once. There were 27 likes on that comment. And why I gotta be strict though? And only one response to that, which would come from Jay Money, and he said, every strict dad that used to love crack rocks. He's earned that strictness. LOL. From the crack rocks? Shout out to the both of you. Daniel, I don't think you should invite him or have anything to do with him. It's obvious the meeting disturbed you. Your mental health is more important. Okay, again, this is in relation to Cherry, whether or not we should get him on the show. 32 people agreed with you, and there were a bunch of responses to this, and a bunch of comments like this, and a bunch of comments also on the opposite opinion of this situation. Definitely get him on the show. But Daniel, I greatly appreciate you thinking about my mental health, and I try to think about that a lot because, you know, my mental health is not perfect for certain. And there's times when I definitely struggle, but, you know, this is not going to be no violin track for any of this type of shit. But, you know, if we got him on the show, that wouldn't even be my number one concern. My number one concern would be his mental health. And making, you know, how do I say this? There have been people in the past who I've featured on the show who I felt like eventually all of this wasn't good for their well-being. Whether in terms of addiction or whether in terms of just their mental health and the toll that all of this can take on a person. You know, make no mistake of it. You think about the people that I've featured in the past and how in a lot of cases that has turned into a shit show. Have I mishandled situations? I don't got to keep beating this dead horse. Damn, Joe, you be beating dead horses though? I had to throw some humor in right there to lessen this a little bit. Yo, it is what it is. And I've addressed this numerous times. Yes, you know, in the past, there's been situations that I haven't handled the best, or maybe I should have just handled them differently. Or maybe I'm just being too hard on myself and it's not as much my fault as maybe I think, or maybe some others who have no idea what's really taken place in the past might believe. Regardless of the situation, I've tried to learn from all of that. Hence, take it a lot slower when just jumping for gusto saying, oh shit, there's Cherry. The camera's right here, Cherry. Just say something. I got to factor in, the pros and cons with every move that I'm making at this point. Or at least I'm trying to do that. So, Daniel, greatly appreciate your opinion right there, and we will just see. There's a lot bigger picture than just some views and entertainment. And it took me a long time to learn that, and that's being real. Michael says, Joe, in quotations, how did you recognize me? This was me telling the story about Cherry recognizing me. I was all masked up. Joe's Junies still in Cherry's spank bank. There were a lot of comments that said Cherry recognized me by my butt cheeks. However, I want to share something with you guys that was posted. Somebody else had made a post or a comment on my Facebook post. Another guy that we were locked up with. And, he knew Cherry. And he said something profound about the situation, or he added a lot of perspective to it. He said, look, Cherry was the type of dude who would just, I guess, maybe be looking for a reaction. Maybe being crazy or playing crazy was how he bid it. And making these lewd, ridiculous comments about people to people indirectly was just his form of entertainment. Because this person would comment and say, yeah, Cherry would make comments when people would be walking by like, yo, I'd have sex with that man. And I'm sure he was just effing around, right? He was just f***ing around, right? Right? But what if he wasn't, though? But yes, Michael, you could have a point right there. 72 people liked that comment. He could have recognized me by the backside. You never know. Anna left this comment right here that I feel is very disturbing. And as if I'm not already a paranoid enough person, Anna, what the f*** do you mean saying, I tried to tell you in the past that you're, in all caps, being targeted? Hey, yo. You ever seen that dude on TikTok who's done like over 1,000 videos talking about, hey, yo, if they tried to tell you in the past that you're being targeted, what do they mean? That guy's pretty funny, actually. He's pretty funny. Anna, please expound upon whatever you're talking about right here. Pay attention, Joe. She would wrap up this comment by saying, Anna, are you trying to say that there's a hit out for me? Is my life in danger? Should I contact the authorities? Anna, the FBI will be in contact with you shortly. Please. I'm just kidding. Folks, that's it. That's all I got for this, and I truly hope that this was a video you guys enjoyed. And if so, hey, please leave a like and a comment, and we'll do this again in the near future. Have a great one. I'll look forward to sharing with you guys more from the green screen, and I got a bunch of ideas, and you guys are helping with ideas as well. Always leaving awesome suggestions for videos that you'd like to see, and I'll look forward to trying to make as many of those ideas possible as possible. What? What? I fucked that all up. As always, until next time, enjoy life, the free world. Never take a moment for granted, and make the most of every day. Peace!